Hello people and welcome back to News Review. It's been a little while, but hopefully I'll be able to return to some semi-regular schedule, at least for the time being. So let's get right into it. First off, we have the new Calamitous stage card, Khaos. Khaos is finally getting his corrupted PR as well. As a leader, he's kind of trash. For his team skill, it's just some black and white zones like all the other corrupted seal bosses. For him, it is team attack ×2 when black and white zone is in play, and then for the nucleus, 1.5 seconds extension of boost and movement time, and when the nucleus is open, it turns the column below Khaos into enchanted runestones each round. And obviously you get the black and white zone. His actives are actually really good, which is why I put him on the top tier of must train over there. He has two actives. The first one is CD6, explodes all runestones, generate enchanted runestones of all types of fixed numbers and fixed positions, and then for 1 round record the board. And then after dissolving runestones, the first batch of runestones to be dropped will be the recorded runestones, and at the end of the round the runestones will be also restored to the recorded distribution. You might think that the fixed board is good. It's actually not. The fixed board actually looks like this, which isn't very helpful because Khaos himself doesn't actually give any like one dissolve for dissolving the water, fire, and earth runestones right there in the middle. So you'll have to like bring some additional cards for that, and that's not very good. What is good is his second active. The second active is CD8. Remove Tornado, restore all cracked positions. For 1 round, all members attack ×2 and ignore specific damage using resistance. And then for each group of runestones dissolved, 9 runestones of that type will be generated, so the max 27 runestones to be generated for each type. This is insane. Tornadoes, cracked positions, and damage reducing resistance are 3 of the most like annoying skills that are becoming increasingly more common. And the fact that this card can just ignore them all with no preconditions, like, a ton of other cards. A ton of other cards can do these things, but they also have a lot of conditions attached. The fact that Khaos just does these with no conditions makes it like insanely useful, I think. Also, this last point, probably some like ridiculous shield in the future can be solved by this, because you essentially, if you can like get some like 1 dissolve off or something on a normal board, you get like 27 runestones that are sky dropped of each type. So I don't know what kind of shield you'll be solving with that, but it might come in handy in the future. Moving on to his corrupted Dragonhearted nucleus. It does give you a bunch of attack, but it's slightly specific because you need to dissolve a group of 9 or more runestones to get the 1.8 times attack boost for the first skill. You need to dissolve 6 or more. I mean, okay, why do they put or more? There are only 6 types of runes in the game. Come on. I mean, I guess that's like a coding thing, where you want to have 6 or more just as like good coding practice, but they didn't put it in there. There are only 6 types of runes in the game. By dissolving all of them, you also get an attack ×2. So these conditions are kind of hard to meet on your typical board. If you get unlucky, you won't have 6 types of runestones, and unless you're like actually intentionally doing it, I doubt you'll be dissolving 9 or more runestones. This nucleus can only be equipped on gods, as Khaos is a god. And for the craft skill, nothing really special. Actually, hold on. I just read this. I'm just used to saying there's nothing really special. CDs of all enemies will be late for 2 rounds. This is as good as the actual like non-dragon, or his own draconic that comes from his ultimate stage. This is really good. Wow. Okay. Make this nucleus if you have Cores of Doom to spare. Like, this effect is the reason why the Khaos draconic was, I mean, it is still on non-gods. You'll probably still want that, but it is the reason why it is one of the most popular and useful draconics of all time. Moving on, we have Yingjung from the Evoking Coin Shop. This is a water demon. For his active is CD6, explodes the board including frozen and petrified runestones, and by tapping a runestone on the magic circle of elements 2 times, you choose what the odd and even rows will be turned into respectively. I see this card having a very high use rate, just because like boards that you can choose yourselves that are fixed, insane. Like many similar cards do similar things, and they are used very often just because of the versatility. A new challenge mission is also coming with Summers, the I Love Summer series. Just a side note, since the seal is still up, normal people probably don't have a pull for the seal. The one good card in here is Rinriko, which I'll briefly pull up. All these cards are based on like past collab skills, but the attribute and or race of the cards might have changed. But the skills like basically come from collab cards. This card is useful because the first active skill takes from Dokuro, which is originally an Earth Human card. It's insane for extra attacks. And the second effect is taken from Pandora, not the Black Gold Pandora. I might be even getting the name wrong, but this is an anti-recovery card. So both these skills on one card makes it like insanely useful. And it is dark as well, which means that it enables a whole set of stuff. But like in the grand scheme of things, like if you're tight on diamonds, like is it a good idea to pull for this? No, not really. If you're not tight on diamonds, yeah, please go ahead. Like apart from Rinriko, some of these other cards also have very niche uses, and I foresee myself using not only Rinriko but probably Air, just for Earth Human purposes. And then these three characters are in one card. Sorry. And that card is based on Godzilla, and I'll probably be using that for like some speed clearing or something like that. But if you're tight on diamonds, all these cards are not like an absolute must get. They are niche. They are useful, but they're niche. So if you're like saving up 200 for the next Black Gold or a 175 for the next collab, and you have below that right now, probably not. Although the collector's deck is 100 diamonds, assuming you know you have the worst possible luck and have to pull all 20 cards out. Lastly, on this page anyway, there's the July challenge. Hopefully I'll be making videos on this now that I have a little bit more time. Moving on to the celebration events, there's a lot of returning stuff, which is why you see all these cards over on the right here. First off, there's new Calamity stage, of course. The limitation of this stage is that summoners must enter the stage with members of the same attribute. So you only have mono teams, which is a kind of a change of pace, especially since mono teams like aren't really in the meta. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what teams that people come up with. Some stuff will be returning to the Calamity stages, like obviously, but returning ultimate stage cards. Maurice, first off, which is this Dark Demon card right here. This card is okay. He used to be better, but now everyone ignores Burning and Sticky anyway in their team skill or leader skill. But he does give a sizable attack boost. I mean, that's why I put him up to you. He used to be good. The attack boost is still like honestly pretty nice. And in the case that the leader that you're using doesn't ignore one of Burning and Sticky, if leader using doesn't ignore Burning and Sticky, switch your leader, please. But yeah, in the case that that is a thing, then Maurice will be able to help you out. The next returning ultimate card is Trinity Flames, Leafy Floor, and Windy. This is one card. This card I used to think sucked until like it was used a lot in elf teams to convert the board into a lot of one type of runestone. So train this card. Train this card while it's here rather. I had to emergency train it using Harpies, which is fine, but while it's here, grab it, train it. I've used this card quite a bit. And then there's the returning Transmigration, along with the returning Transmigration card, of course. Thunder Piercer Kroka. This Transmigration, if you were here for that, if you remember, had gems in it, basically stopped you from using any actives that have a stat on the left-hand side. The last time this was here, I believe the reigning champion leader, basically the reigning meta leader, was Trio, and I didn't get him, so I had to tough it through with Enoch. That's honestly a great video, just for entertainment. But I mean, obviously nowadays, I don't think anyone even has the cards that I used, but just the sheer like amount of hoops I had to jump through is very nice. I mean, check it out if you like want. It's not going to be useful as like a reference, more of like, you know, why did you do that and why did it work kind of deal. The actual card itself, it looked good at the time. I've never used this card. This card sucks, but I mean, it is unique. Like, it has some sort of like counter attack, which at the time was pretty appealing, but then they never came with any good dragon leaders. Maybe still get this card because Azathoth is getting his PR. Not soon, but like in the foreseeable future, he will be getting a PR. So maybe dragons are coming back into the meta when that happens. I don't know. And then lastly, returning challenge missions of Berkeley and Army. These cards here at the bottom, they suck. They have a combined skill together, which is okay, but when you have like two cards, basically two member slots that are used to get a mediocre or even above average, like slightly above average, a combined skill, it's just not worth it. Their skills on their own suck. So no, these cards are absolute trash. If you haven't done the stages though, do the stages, you get free diamonds. And yeah, that will be that. Animated outfit of Lucifer will be coming as well for 5,000 souls in the soul shop. Be sure to get this if you have overflowing souls, which I believe a vast majority of people probably do, since this will give you extra stats on your corrupted Lucifer. That is it for this week's news review. If you liked it, please leave a like. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comments below. And if you like this in general, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!